It's your boy a.dTHEweeb back with another video. Now today's video we're gonna be doing with Naruto and Hanabi were a prodigy couple part 1. So yeah, get this video 25 likes for the next part, and yeah, go in the description down below where I will be leaving a link to the person who created this thumbnail for me. His YouTube channel is lifeless, so he's a really good YouTuber, so yeah, you should definitely check him out. And yeah, without further ado, let's just get the video started.
Yeah! I will not let you destroy my world!
Yeah, anyways, we're gonna start this one off with our favorite blonde Naruto Uzumaki Namikaze, the last of the once all-powerful Uzumaki clan, and the son of the Yellow Flash of the Leaf, the fourth Hokage, and the son of the princess of the Uzumaki village. As then we see Naruto walking down the street of Konoha, going to the Hokage office, ignoring the glares of the villagers. As then he got to the Hokage office, and as he saw the Hokage's secretary, he never liked her. She is one of these stupid, idiotic villagers that always saw him as a demon due to him having the Nine-Tails demon fox, though he didn't really know why the villagers and everyone hated him. As then he says, "I am here to speak to Lord Third." As then she looks down at the ground to see the quote-unquote demon. As then saying, "What would the Hokage-sama want with a thing like you?" As then Naruto says, "Let me talk to him, or I'll tell him that you broke the rules of calling me a demon, and you will be executed, or at the very least fired." As then she let him in, as she didn't want to get into trouble. As then Naruto opens the door to see the old man sitting down in the Hokage's chair, basically. As then he says, "Hello, old man." As Hughes and Sarutobi look up and sighing in relief due to Naruto coming into the room, saving him from the worst nightmare of all, Kage's paperwork. As then we see Naruto says, "Hi, how have you been?" As then Naruto, oh my gosh, Hyusen says, "Hi Naruto, how have you been?" As then Naruto says, "Well, I've been really great actually. I've got a new girlfriend." Oh really? Who is it?" As Naruto would blush and says, you have to promise not to tell anyone. As Hyusen would say, "Who is it?" As then Naruto would say, "It's Hanabi Hyuga." As then Hyusen would get up and give Naruto a hug, saying, "I'm happy for you." And Naruto would cry a little bit he would shed some happy tears, whatever. But then they would break the hug and say, "You know, her father might not accept this, right?" As Naruto would look down, saying, "I have a plan for that." As Hyusen would say, "Well, okay then. What is your plan basically?" As then Naruto would say, "Don't worry about it. You will see soon enough if I have to use it." As then Hyusen would say, "Okay." As now we go in a flashback a week earlier, Naruto was walking from the villagers beating him due to him having the Nine-Tails, and obviously he has the full Nine-Tails, like I said. As then he saw a girl on the ground about the same age as him, and there was like snow everywhere and shit. So he realized that she wasn't reading something like a freaking for snow and shit. So yeah, so he basically walked up to her and picked her up. As then he would bring her to his apartment. As then we see him bandage her up the best of his abilities. Then 10 minutes later, we see her wake up, wondering where she is, until she saw someone sitting on the ground eating some ramen. As then she would get up, asking where she is and how she got here and basically what happened. As then Naruto would look up and start talking with his but like he starts talking, but his mouth was full of ramen, making Hinabi laugh, thinking this guy was kind of silly. As he would realize what happened, so he would finish eating and then explain what happened. As then he would ask her if she's okay, but she would say yeah, but what about you? And he would say yeah, but then Hinabi's basically stomach would growl, signaling that she's basically hungry, and she would blush in embarrassment. And Naruto would give her some ramen. As then she would sit next to him and eat it. As then we see them sitting next to each other, as she basically would give Naruto a hug to thank him for basically helping her out and shit. But Naruto would flinch due to his injuries. As then she would ask him what happened. As then he would explain that he was beaten by the villagers and shit, and she was kind of shocked. As then she would basically pull out some bandages out of her pockets, because she for some reason had that, and basically bandage him up as best as she could. But it wasn't really that good, since she's not really a medic type ninja or anything like that. But Naruto would very much appreciate it nonetheless. So yeah. As then he was really happy to see that someone cared for him, as he would fall asleep with a happy smile on his face, as Hanabi would realize that he basically fell asleep, and she kind of already started developing a little crush, kind of like Hinata did. And she would put his head on her lap, as she would proceed to basically lay her head on Naruto's head and fall asleep. Next, we skip to the next morning. Naruto would wake up and try getting up, but then realize that she was laying on him. As then he would move his head to try and basically like he felt a little bit heavy, so he figured that it was something on him, but he didn't really check to look what it was. He was just trying to get it off him. As basically, yeah, while he was trying to get whatever was on him off of him, he would basically accidentally move Hinabi's head a little bit. As then her basically they would their lips would slightly touch. As then he would realize what was happening, and he would blush and pass out. Yeah, he would blush and pass out. As before he passed out, he would see her wake up and smile kind of pervertedly. As then we skip to the end of the week. They were basically good friends, meeting in secret at this point. They realized that they were prodigies, as they learned the body flicker and some other D's to C rank in one A rank jutsu. No, two A ranks actually. But yeah. As then they were walking into the village street and shit. As then Hinabi told him that she had to go to the bathroom, so he would basically wait for her. As then she went in the bathroom and did her business, and when she got out, when she came out, she saw a lot of villagers waiting outside. As then she asked what they want. As then they say, "You've been staying with that demon brat a lot lately. You need to break his heart by telling him to come to a specific area where we would then proceed to beat him and kill him." But then the person that says it got kicked in the face by Hinata. I mean, no, not Hinata. Hinabi, my bad. As then the person says, as then Hinabi would say, "Is there anyone else that won't talk bad about him?" As then she started to get attacked and beat by the villagers. As then we see Sakura's mom. I forgot her name. It's not really that important. We see her basically with a kunai about to kill Hanabi. As then, but like halfway there, she would stop due to a kunai being due to her a kunai being embedded into her neck, killing her. As we see Naruto, who just killed her. As then the other people would run away. As then Naruto helped Nabi to get to his apartment again, apologizing to her, saying how he was sorry for about them doing this. Yeah, sorry about this. I got interrupted by someone, so yeah. Sorry. Anyways, as then like Naruto would start apologizing to her, saying how he was sorry about them beating her and doing all the stuff to her. It was because of him. Like it was because of her being associated with me basically, as she would surprise him by kissing him. As then she broke a kiss, saying like Naruto was kind of confused, saying right in a confused voice and kind of surprised as well, but he didn't seem to mind. As then she says, "Well, I always loved you, but I didn't confess to you because I knew my sister Hinata has a crush on you, so I didn't really want to hurt her." That's basically why. As then Naruto says, "Well, I also like you back, but I didn't really know your sister that much, so don't worry about it that much and stuff, or try and talk to her if we ever meet and shit." As they'll basically get together and whatnot. So yeah. Anyways, back to our present. So basically, that's what happened. As we then see a Wu Umbu to be specific, disappear from the top of the roof of the Hokage building. And yeah, we skip to underground. We see the same Umbu explaining what happened, what he learned to Danzo. Then we skip to the next day. There was a council meeting with Naruto and Hanabi basically sitting in the middle of the room, and like all the other people were like surrounding them and shit. As then also Hinata was sitting next to Hiyashi. As then Danzo says, "Uzumaki Naruto and Hanabi Hyuga, we have decided to banish you from the village for the crime of killing a civilian." As then Naruto says, "For how long?" basically. As he would say, "It's a permanent banishment. You may never come back to Hidden Leaf Village without us asking, or you shall be killed on sight." As then Naruto says, "Wait, why is Hanabi being banished?" Sorry about that, I keep saying Hinata. As I'm the one who killed the villager, not her. As Danzo said, the reason Hanabi oh my gosh, bro. The reason fuck, I keep messing it up. As then a person like from the civilian council would get up saying Hanabi is the reason like why I'm pretty much badly damaged, like hurt and shit, with a giant bandage on his head, even though it wasn't really that injured. It was literally just like a little bruise, but he put like a whole bandage on his head, trying to act like he actually got really hurt. As then which Naruto grinds his teeth basically in frustration. As then Hanabi held onto his head, making him calm down. As then two civilians came to them and grabbed them and posed them outside the council room or whatever, saying, "You filthy demon, it is all." As then they left. As Naruto fearing that if they stayed any longer they will get attacked, tells Hanabi that they should leave early. As she agrees, and then Then this is the like 8-year-old Naruto and Hanabi. So yeah, Hanabi's kind of like Hinata's twin sister or whatever. So yeah, she's not a little kid. She, anyways, basically she agrees to leave early and shit. As yeah, but before they did, Naruto decided to send a little message to the Leaf Village. As then he made 1,000 shadow clone using some of the Ninetales chakra because of him being kind of pissed off right now at the village. Then all the clones scattered, as then they went around in important areas such as weapon shops, stores and shit, banks, restaurant, ninjas academies, the ninja academy area, water tanks, gas lines, libraries, and stuff like that. And the research headquarters as well. As when Naruto and Hanabi got a little far away from the village, he exploded them using the clone explosion jutsu. I think that's what it's called. Anyways, then the ninja that was supposed to basically tell the Hokage that, well, Danzo in particular, that he left, were busy fixing the village, so they didn't come looking for them. But when they got to the farther away from the village, in the pretty much the forest and shit, it just got out of that, in the border of between the land of fire and the land of something, which I won't tell you yet until the next part. They saw 10 people with masks standing basically underwater, as they say, now the demon in its hall is here. As then they say, come with us, we will show you where your new master Lord Danzo is. As Naruto says, you can go and tell that Danzo that he can go look for someone else, as I'm not interested. As then Dawood says, I honestly don't see what's so special about you, but orders are orders. As then all of them basically pull out a sword and says, we have orders to bring you alive, demon, but your heart can be put down and basically be expendable, and can be written down as an unfortunate death. As he basically washed out Hanabi, with Naruto trying his best to get in the way, but was too slow, as Hanabi got stabbed the chest and her body fall to the ground. But guys, this is pretty much where I'm gonna bring it off. Hope you guys liked it and enjoyed. 25 likes for the next part, and I really enjoyed making this, so I really hope you guys get to the next part, because I'm kind of a big fan of Hanabi, to be honest. Adult Hanabi, not kid Hanabi and shit. But yeah, not a lot of people do this. Well, some people do it, but like not this particular one. I'm pretty sure I'm the first person to ever do this, actually. But yeah, I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure. So yeah. Anyways, without further ado, let's just have a good day, good night, stay safe, and I'm out for now. Peace.